remember now, we have to be recognized. I have to recognize you for you to speak, please. Okay? So, Mike, please carry on.
Thank you very much. That being said, I do want to give a quick update related to the West Tampa Wealth Building Initiative. Just to give some background, while African Americans represent 60% of the residents in the CRA area, only 3% of the residents actually own their own business. Added to that, this generation of African Americans will be the first generation to leave no wealth behind. Add that to the fact that by 2043, African Americans as a whole will be considered a second-class citizenship. However, African Americans spend $1.6 trillion a year as consumers. So what does that mean? I want to talk about our latest initiative called the West Tampa Black Wall Street Initiative that focus on that population of folks that have not been given an opportunity to really start their own business. It's broken up into three categories. The first is related to working with residents to start their own business. That's related to home-based and e-commerce. As a matter of fact, my whole business is based on home-based and e-commerce. Added to that, the second part of that is dealing with increasing wealth building skills among residents, moving them from the consumer to understanding investment. We call it passive income, anywhere from stocks and bonds, related to cryptos, NFTs, and the list goes on. And then finally, initiative is the West Tampa CDC starting 3 businesses in order to increase our economic sustainability. I'll be talking more about these different areas. This one to share with the committee. I've already shared with the city council as well as the community as a whole. Thank you, Walter. Keep doing a good job.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Mike. I want to open up the opportunity for any questions regarding what Mr. Randolph has just reported to us regarding this program. Are there any questions?
No. I understand.
Okay, all right.
Wonderful.
Okay. Absolutely. I want to take a moment just to make a comment about it. Last week, I did observe that Mike actually delivered this same information out to City Council. And I want to make sure that it does not fall, as the chair of this subcommittee, I want to make sure it does not fall on deaf ears. I have worked with Mike Randolph for, I'd say, almost 25 years. And I can tell you that Mike has worked hard to transition the people of West Tampa from being a concentrated area of poverty to being an area where people are thriving. And it is the job of this subcommittee to make certain that we follow through with that effort, which is why it's so important to have someone like Mike on the subcommittee. It's very valuable for us to do that, because without that, we're not really delivering on our mission. Because we got to have the people who are from this community be able to function and participate in the economic development of the community. If everybody can't spend money there, it's because there's a shortcoming somewhere. And we need to make sure that we are sustainable in West Tampa. So, Mike, if you will, please, what is the extent of your communication or engagement with Jesus?
Oh, I definitely try to keep Jesus up to date. As a matter of fact, every time I do something, I email it to everybody, so everybody knows what's going on. Not only the city council, but everybody. In addition, during our community meeting, I keep the community abreast as to what's going on, because it's time for West Tampa. It's time that we look at that African American population that could be wiped out. but for the fact of initiatives like this that create wealth. By creating wealth, that means they can afford to live in this community and not be genocided out of the community. Walter, I appreciate all of the kind of things that you say, as well as working with people in the last 20, 25 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the next thing with regard to that is, Jesus, let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
With regard to our plan, how can we make certain that what Mike is doing, his program, fits into our plan?
Well, economic development is part of your plan. As far as Florida State Statute for 163, Part 3 for community redevelopment areas, it's pretty specific how we spend our funds, but it doesn't preclude us from forming partnerships. And I come from the same school of thought as Mike Randolph in certain ways, as far as making sure we empower the local individuals so they can keep the dollars circulating local. So, yeah, we can partner up with them. We can, as we create grants or whatever else, we can kind of channel them through Michael to make sure they have that access to that capital that's needed sometimes to start up some of these local restaurants, businesses, or whatever it may be. So, yeah, we can partner up with Mike. We just got to strategize how we do that.
Okay, all right. So now, do we need to make certain that that happens? And so, can you help me to structure something there? Then, in that case, so that it's above board and that we are moving aggressively. Now, I really want to make a very aggressive. I hear Mike talk about it, but I want to make sure he has the support that he needs to have in order to make things happen. He does a lot of classes and things like that, and I know there are some roadblocks here and there, but if anybody can move that roadblock, I know you can.
One of the projects that Andrea's been charged to take on is to identify as many nonprofits, legit ones in our area, especially ones like the West Tampa CDC, to identify banks that have to invest in distressed communities through the Florida Community Reinvestment Act, and also to identify community development financial institutions and other community development entities so that we can partner with them to help individuals better improve their existing businesses or to bring in new businesses, especially local ones.
Okay, because we want to make sure that I think that if we can make sure that those funds are funneled through the CDC, then we can function more aggressively to move along and make things happen so that the rug is not pulled from up under us again here in West Tampa like it historically has been.